What's up everyone? So my name is Eric and I'm here with a video about tech stocks. A recent partnership with Shopify. Now Facebook, ever since the market dip, we saw it go to, I believe, like 150. Let's see here. It went below 150 and ever since it's just been climbing up because I'm speculating because it's a tech stock, and right now tech stocks are holding up the S&P and NASDAQ pretty good amount compared to the Dow. But yeah, so last week, right around the 215 level, I believe Mark Zuckerberg mentioned something about e-commerce, and at that time, yeah, they were about that price, about 215. They were talking about e-commerce, and right away others assumed that Shopify had another competitor. So Shopify was coming down on a little dip because of the news that we were anticipating from Facebook, just how Facebook announced that it was providing a better service for their video their video chat, or their service similar to Zoom. And of course it dropped Zoom, but now Zoom's recovered. But with this news that Mark Zuckerberg announced about e-commerce, it was a partnership with Shopify, and right around this 215 level is where it was floating at right before they announced, and that's where I had a buy-in, and I believe I sold about the 230s, 232, and then I bought it in at 232 again after it had its own like little dip, and it's just been floating there. They're doing pretty good. I believe that with their loss on advertisement, they'll most likely gain with this partnership in Shopify, especially with small businesses moving into e-commerce. It should bring in pretty good profit. Shopify becoming a pretty good stock. Some are looking at it as a rival towards Amazon, but Amazon's a giant, so we'll see how that actually turns out. But if we're looking at their stock value or their share value, they've had a pretty good dip, but ever since they've just been climbing because of their obvious exposure to this with everything going on. I'm debating if I should get a share or if I should get a contract. But for now, in the long term, they're looking pretty solid, because if something comes to happen, if something similar happens to what we've been having going on, they might hold up pretty well. People staying at home, going online, e-commerce is blowing up. So with their service, they'll most likely just keep on growing. In the last 5 days, I believe they jumped nearly $100 ever since that news broke out of the partnership. So they've been having a pretty good climb. Yep. So 730, 740 to 830. Yeah, that's a $100 climb, and I won't be surprised if they break 1,000 in this next couple weeks. The $100 climb in 3 days, a couple weeks, another 150, 175 seems possible to me. With my moving average, they're following it. They really haven't done anything crazy. Well, they've been moving up a lot, and with my moving average setup, they've been following it, but they haven't had any bad news come out, so they'll most likely just keep on climbing. So that's what I have for Facebook and Shopify. And for these other two tech stocks, NVDIA and AMD, are here on the left. NVIDIA recently reported their Q1 earnings, and of course they beat. And also with their Q1 earnings, they mentioned that they expect to beat Q2 estimates because of what's going on. The use in computers, gaming, it's been up a lot. So I believe with that, they'll keep on climbing. And AMD also beat earnings, but they acted weird. I believe the earnings were right about here a couple weeks ago, almost 2 weeks ago. They reported somewhere around right here, and even though they beat, assuming that it's already priced in and people sold and locked profits. Now it's not a big move, it's a $3 move, so if you bought in a lot, it hurts. But if you just bought a few, just start a small position, then it's nothing too wild. If it keeps on climbing, then good. If it keeps on dropping, then it's a buying opportunity. But for now, I believe AMD is going to move as long as NVIDIA keeps moving, because AMD just acted completely opposite to what they reported. So that's one stock that I like to watch for now. And I have Skyworks and Qualcomm included on this list, simply because they're a tech stock, and now that we're going to see more 5G, they're going to be pretty good stocks to keep in mind, or companies to keep in mind, because Skyworks, working with 5G or their service in 5G, they're bound to grow. They've recovered nearly back to what they were before the market dipped. I believe they hit like 60, 70. They barely broke 70. Yeah, 67, 90. So yeah, they recovered twice as much already, or nearly. I believe they're still a good one to jump into or to hold. As Apple announces more 5G, as Verizon gets more into 5G. I believe AT&T reported that they've been on 5G now, but I believe Verizon's service still matches AT&T's 5G service. So if anything, if you look at providers, AT&T and Verizon are other good ones to watch, but I believe Verizon's going to be benefiting more from this since their service is already good enough, but with 5G they might just take off with that. So that's Skyworks. I think they're still a pretty good share value, but they have a lot of room to grow. So Qualcomm, they have their partnership with Apple. I don't believe they jumped out of that. I don't think that's stopped. I believe that's still in the works. And even though Apple has announced their recent SE phone, the affordable phone, once the 5G phones, or if I believe that's a 5G phone, I'm not too sure, but once more 5G phones come out, we'll see Qualcomm grow as well. And even in the future, with more tech companies using 5G as a service or as a way to connect their technology with their products, it's going to be a pretty good run for Qualcomm. So these are the two that I've been watching for 5G. I know there's more. If there's any other tech stocks or 5G stocks, computer, or just trending stocks you want me to talk about, go ahead and leave them in the comments, and we can take a look at their chart and just talk about them in the next video. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.